Hello everybody, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Bella 2 has a couple of new additions that I worked on off camera, and I am going to be showing those to you shortly. I've been working on trying to find a way to get the guests to use the train. Now granted, the train only has 3 stations now, so one leg of the journey there's not a whole lot to look at. But I do have the visitors using the train, and I am so excited. I'm going to show that to you all here shortly. I'm going to check the zoo real quick, so stay with me as we go through our daily tour just to make sure everybody's doing well. If you are enjoying my videos, I would like to ask if you could please give me a like and subscribe. It lets me know that you're interested and want to see more of my content. And it's a lot of fun to do these videos. It is very time consuming, however, but it is a labor of love. I'll tell you what, these tortoises, I never realized that they are such pack animals before. Now, Frontier has gone to a lot of trouble to mimic the animals' natural behaviors. So it's not like they're going to take a zebra's going to behave the same way, as a gator or a giraffe. Each of them has their own traits, and even within the animals themselves, some of them have their own personalities. But just watching these wonderful, relaxing tortoises, it's just very apparent that they enjoy each other's company. Reptiles, you don't think of them as being very social, and they are very much so. It should give everyone more thought on how to treat these animals, and especially if you're going to be having certain animals in your home, even if they're domesticated. Some animals thrive on having a social connection, even a horse. So if say you have a horse or a cow or a pig or even a chicken, they really appreciate to have some company, as well as most of these wild animals do. It's just something to keep in mind. Okay, well let's, oh, everybody's getting balloons. Look at this, we got crazy hats and balloons going on. Fantastic. Oh, such a crowd here. But it's all good, I'm loving it. All right, let's just, as we mosey through this food court, let's just make sure we don't have any dumped over things or broken benches or anything such as that. And it all looks pretty well. A little bit of trash, but it's not too bad. People using the ATM machines, they're spending all their money. Very nice, very nice. Our flamingos are doing very, very well. As usual, I know I say that every time, but once you set up their enclosure, if you do it correctly, you don't really have to do much to them. It makes it nice. Now, straight ahead is what I've been working on. You can see it from here. Now, where I grew up as a little girl, the zoo in my city had a separate area called the Children's Zoo. And it held a lot of babies, that the parents, the mothers of the animals couldn't care for, or if there was something wrong with the infants, they would take the animals and they would separate them. But I'm not really going to do that here in Planet Zoo. The only thing that we could possibly do is if we get an overflow of animals from having the babies, we could put some of them together while they're still little. And you can do that. like the cats. I did an experiment. I put the jaguar cub that we have in with a lion cub, and they got along perfectly. Now, of course, when they grow up to be adults, that might not be the case, but for now, you know, it would work. But the children's zoo in this particular situation is going to be small zoo animals, not any large elephants or giraffes, things like that. But it's going to be animals on the smaller side. So the fences will need to be lower, and the children that come and visit will have more access to see them without having to look through everything through glass, hopefully. This is my queue line for one of the train stations. And here comes the train. We've got 3 trains running at the moment. Everybody's going to get on. Everybody's got to get off. Now, I've noticed that if they get on at one station, they all get off at the next one. They don't ever ride it the complete loop. So it's basically just a way to get to the next area without having to walk there. So I'm going to try to have something interesting in each segment. This one has a bridge, and it's got the Wild West. The station in the back there goes through an underground tunnel to get here. And that's about all I've really done so far on that, but it's getting there. So now everybody's going to get on. Now the train only holds so many, but that's fine because we've got this train over here is going to be coming shortly. And there they go. His kids are very excited. Said, yes, yes, I want to go on the train. So this is the entrance to the children's zoo. And I'm going to try to make it a little more whimsical and, you know, I haven't really done much decorating on it, but I've got a lot of different pieces off of the workshop from Steam. And I like to take them and change them up and take the basic ideas from all the creative people that create all this stuff and then just kind of change it and make it more personal so it's not just a flat-out copy. And there's the next train. So the wait isn't too long. I think I'm going to have to add another car to each train because our queue lines are just too long. They wait until the last person gets off the train and then they'll let everybody on. Here we go. Okay. All right, so once we go inside the children's zoo, at the very entrance, I've placed a couple things. I'm working on decor. I've done another ATM. We've got a restroom. Over here, we've got an information station, and it looks like the vendor's going to go take a break. He's been working real hard, I imagine. And this one here is just a gift shop. You can purchase different things. You can sponsor an animal. You can adopt an animal in the program to where you pay a fee every month to keep the animal in good standing. Now this is our first exhibit here in the children's zoo. This enclosure is the Chinese pangolin. Now, the pangolins are very wonderful, beautiful animals. Let's see if we can't focus on one for a minute. That's actually a young one, I think. And they are really, really cute. They love to eat ants. Now, I did put an ant hill in their enclosure, but you can see by the tongue that they could probably slap up quite a few ants. Now the pangolin are extremely endangered, and the main reason why is they're from China, and the Chinese enjoy eating these animals. And also, these animals are blamed for the outbreak of the situation we've had here this year. And so people are killing them just to get them off the planet, because I guess they feel that without the pangolin, there's not going to be any more issues with health, which couldn't be further from the truth, and it's quite sad and quite alarming. So I just wanted to put them in the children's zoo just to give respect to this beautiful species. Now when they're threatened, or even when they're sleeping, they curl up into a little ball, and this is their armor. Now they are mammals, obviously, but the way they walk, you can see their claws. They actually walk on their knuckles, which is very interesting. I don't know if this guy's going to go over to the anthill or not. We're going to see. But this is a foraging little station for them. They can look for bugs and such. So let's see if he's going to go over here. No, I think he's just going to wander around. And the next enclosure that we have is down this way. We'll continue on. We've got some vending machines here. So when you come around the corner, if you're thirsty or want a hot dog, you can pick up something like that. The security guard keeping an eye out, doing a good job. And as we turn the corner, as I say, this is work in progress, so not near way done. This one over here, this exhibit is the Komodo dragons. Now, the Komodo dragons are very noble creatures. They prefer to only have one male and one female in the enclosure. Oh, I have such perfect timing with this. But they're quite regal animals. Now they have a saliva that is quite deadly, which hints that's probably how they got their name, Komodo dragon. You don't want to get bit by one of these guys. In fact, their prey, when they're hunting, that's one of the ways that they defeat their prey, is with their bite. So, very dangerous. You wouldn't want to go jumping in this enclosure. But we've got one male and one female. They do enjoy the water, and they are quite beautiful. And I hope to have quite a few little ones. He's going to take a nap. And so far, that's what I've got for the children's zoo. And there's going to be quite a few other things. But I'm experimenting with the enclosures. Now this one has a very, very low wall. The Komodo dragons don't really climb per se, and they can't jump out. So I do need to do some work on their habitat. They're not real happy with the plants that I put in. So I'm going to do some work on that. And we've got our third train station is out here. And the reason that I have this one here is the exit for the children's zoo is going to be here, or I guess you could say the back entrance. So this train will be quite busy. But the people that come in the zoo from that side and come out this way can take the train and go back. Or they can take the train currently from the Wild West station, because the only stop after that is this one. I am going to put a station over here at some point. But now the guests, some of them get off. See, they even walk all the way down here to get on this train. So it's working really, really well. I'm really excited about that. So we are actually going to take a ride on the train. As a passenger, we're going to get in the third car. We'll get in seat number 2. So hopefully this will allow us to see what it's like to be on the train if you were a guest. It should be opening soon. Here we go. Everybody's going to get on. And we have to wait for the train in front of us to move out of that station, and I'm not sure, I can't see it from here. I'm not going to mess with the camera because that might kick me out. Here we go. This is the little tunnel. And like I said, it's going to be a short train ride from that station to this station, but that's okay. And now they can walk back towards the flamingos if they'd like, or they can come back and look at something in the children's zoo that they might have missed. And we're going to ride on over to the Wild West station. Unless they kick me out. Hopefully they don't. I don't think they will. Those buildings straight ahead are the staff buildings, and I'm going to do a little bit more to hide those because guests don't like to see them. There we go. Everybody on. Go, and then this segment has the bridge. Oh, this queue is long on this station. Yeah, we're gonna have to add more cars to these trains. Okay, and I think we're gonna get off here. Okay, real quick before we leave today, I just want to give a quick look at the Wildcat Canyon. Everybody's walking through here. I've got to finish all my decorating. It's like, oh my gosh, so much to do, and I keep adding to the zoo. It's so much fun. I highly recommend this game if you enjoy building and being creative. Your day will disappear. Okay, so if we come over here, we're going to check on the jaguars real quick, see if we can see anybody. We've got, who's that? That's our male, Kodo. Don't see anybody else right now, that's fine. We'll come over here to the lions. Now our pride is getting quite large. We've got quite a few females. We also have a young male here in the bunch somewhere. Walid, there he is. He's getting bigger. We've got some young girls. Adana, she grew up. She was our very first lioness that was born here. And we have another one, this one, Asoki. She was the second one, but she's grown as well. And since we only have one male, you know, we have to make sure that they don't interbreed. Now, the newest cub is a male, so when he becomes mature, we're going to have to remove him because our current male, we don't want them to fight. Camus would definitely not be happy with a second male in the pack. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to have to be. But they're all doing really well. They're very happy, and they haven't escaped again, which is awesome. Now, our cheetahs are doing well, and they are going to have offspring shortly. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, they already did have the youngins. There he is right there. He's calling for mama. Let's see. Oh, now I don't know how many cubs they have. He's obviously one of them. So, oh look, there's mama. I bet you that's mama in there. So they only had one cub. Fantastic. They make a little sound, I guess, to call out for mama. Maybe he's upset because the engineer is working on the enclosure. It's beautiful. There's the male, I bet you. Oh, look at him. He's playing with the chain. You know what? They would probably like a scratching post. Let's give him a scratching post. So we want to go to cheetah. And let's find this. Here we go. We're going to move it though. We're going to put it. Let's see. Let's put it out over here where people can see. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Hope to see you next time, and should have some more built on that children's zoo. So take care all. Bye-bye.